Hey everyone, it's Austin with Positive Life, and I am at the Freedom House today with Becky and Amber. Becky, would you like to tell me a little bit about what you do here and a little bit about Freedom House?
Yes, absolutely. I'm Becky Keith McMahon, and I'm a therapist here at Freedom House. I work with survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. We do individual counseling, and we do counseling with people who have what we call non-offending significant others or family. And we have a group. We have a domestic violence group for male and female together, and then we have a male group that we work with as well.
Amber?
My name is Amber Killian, and I'm the shelter advocate at Freedom House. What I do is take any type of hotline calls, shelter requests, help to determine whether or not that person meets the criteria to be in our domestic violence shelter. And once they're here, I work closely with them with service planning and helping them out with what their plan is, the next steps, housing, financial help, and just linking them up with resources in the community.
Awesome. So, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, when is that?
That's coming up in April this month, and we are excited because we want to raise awareness about sexual violence and prevention of it, but also awareness of what people have gone through who are survivors and ways that we can come together as a community to support them in their healing process.
Awesome. And you guys have an event called Take Back the Night coming up. Would you like to tell me a little bit about that and when it is?
Sure.
And where it's at?
Yeah. We've been preparing for that right along. It's going to be held April 29th here at the Nelson Chapel, right next to Freedom House, which is at 440 Elm Place in Princeton. It is going to be open to the public. It is an awareness raising event. We will be having people sharing their stories of surviving experiences of sexual violence in their healing process. We will also be having some art that they have done, and some of that is here today. We have some of the t-shirts that clients have created as part of their healing, and so that will be available for people to see. We're going to have some music as part of that evening, and we're going to also have our Silent Witness project here. That's noted by our figures that are present today. All of these represent people who were murdered as a result of domestic violence. So it's kind of a sobering testimony to how severe abuse can become. And so we have that there as well. We hope the community will come out and support survivors.
Awesome. So why would people want to come Take Back the Night? Is there a specific purpose you're trying to pass on? Can you describe that?
Really, I think one of the things that I've noticed with people who are surviving various kinds of violence is they feel very isolated and very alone. And so this is a way to support survivors, to let them, we stand with them, we believe them, we take them seriously, and we want to be allies and partners with them in their process.
Yeah, and I think just the title of the event, Take Back the Night, has a lot of meaning. If you think about the word night and that it's, you think of darkness, and not only when the victims were victimized or sexually assaulted or abused, that incident is also a very, very dark time for them, and the recovery process even after can be just very dark as far as people not believing them, or who to trust or who to tell. And so I think shining the light on that a little and having people come and just show their support, that has a lot to do with their healing and recovery.
I think so. I agree.
So what are some challenges facing survivors of sexual violence?
Well, I think fear is one thing that people are experiencing a lot of anxiety about, what it means to be a survivor. Is sometimes it makes it hard for people to get out in public and to be around folks at all. There can be that kind of fear. Like I said, isolation is a big factor for people. And just knowing what steps to take for themselves. Sometimes, knowing, okay, how do I proceed now with my life, and learning how to make decisions on my own a little more because of control.
And I think too, a lot of our clients that are survivors of sexual assault, a lot of that happened in their younger days, their younger adolescents and teens. And as being an adult now, you know, maybe back then they didn't have a lot of places like Freedom House or other places where they could go to get help. And one thing about Freedom House is we do serve adult men and women and their children, but also if you're between the ages of 12 and 17, you can come to Freedom House without any type of parental consent form signed. You can come here 5 times, 5 sessions, up to 45 minutes each. So, and with full confidentiality like any other client. So it's just nice to know that there is some place. We do have a 24-hour hotline, so anybody can call at any time to get advice about how to even begin to take that next step after an incident like that's taken place.
Is sexual violence only a women's issue, or is there more men that, you know, we don't usually see men coming forward? Is there more men than women, or is it about?
Well, you know, that's changed a lot. It used to be that we call these women's crisis centers and all, but we are definitely a rape crisis center as part of Freedom House's services, and we provide services to men as well as women. And that includes not only individual, but the group counseling as well. There's some different barriers for men coming forward because, you know, with women, we kind of know that women have been raped for centuries, but with men, it's been harder to believe that they're taken seriously also. And, you know, we think that men is being big and tough and oh, this couldn't happen to men, but it does, and we know that it does. And also the fear of, you know, what will people think of me? Will they think of me as a perpetrator as opposed to a victim? Some different issues for men and for women coming forward.
And we do have a weekly support group for sexual assault survivors once a week. And we do have female and male clients that come in and take part in that and give each other support. So
how is the healing process? What do you guys usually see in the healing process? Is it a long process, or can you explain the healing process a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think it depends on how severely abused the person was, how they understood that abuse, and what kind of support they got along the way. It also can be, their healing process can be affected by the family around them, the friends around them, that if they received encouragement or not, if law enforcement took their case, and if they even had a successful prosecution of the case, that can help too. So there's a various factors. Also, the age of the person when they're abused and how long this went on, I think is a factor as well. So it's not the same for everyone. There's a variety of responses.
and the part about when we talked about when they get help is a factor.
How soon after the abuse? The sooner the better, I would say. Sometimes the healing process becomes a little more extended if there was a gap of a number of years between the time of the abuse and the time of the counseling. So we work with people with all different backgrounds as far as that's concerned.
Well, I thank you guys very much for your time, and I encourage any of you guys out there that are facing, you know, assault or sexual assault to reach out to an outlet such as Freedom House. And if you are, you know, in a dark place, look to Becky, look to Amber, you know, contact them. Don't be afraid to get help. Is there anything you guys would like to say to maybe somebody that's going through a rough time to maybe encourage them to?
Right. Well, and I realize people watching maybe from our area may not be from our area, but wherever you are, there should be a place like Freedom House around that you can contact about finding some services for yourself if you have been a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault in your life. And we want to be a part of helping you steer in that direction. So feel free to call us. And we want to be there for you. Our number is 1-800, and it's 474-6031, which is our hotline number. That is a 24-hour number. Yes.
And I would just like to encourage everybody to come out to Take Back the Night event. It's April 29th
at 6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock here at the Nelson Chapel. And we just would like everyone to come out and show support for people that are victims of sexual abuse and just help them and hear their voice and hear them be heard.
Well, I'm very excited for Take Back the Night, and I encourage you guys to come out and support people that have gone through a hardship in their life, and encourage you to get help if you need it, or if you're in a dark place, contact Becky or Amber. And I can't wait for Take Back the Night. I'll be there, so thank you guys so much for your time,
You're welcome.
and
Thank you
I'm
for
looking
coming.
forward to the event, and I hope you guys are there. Thank you.